Hello guys, this is Dr. Palani Pramanikam. In this video, we're going to talk about a natural resource that you can make use of to extend your fasting window. A very wonderful tip that worked for me during my weight loss journey. This is called deep fasted state. And we'll also talk about what is your ideal fasting window. Let's dive deep into it. If you have been a long-term follower of our channel, you know that I'm a big fan of circadian rhythm where we don't eat anything after sunset. That gives us a time to reset our circadian rhythm overnight where we sleep well, and during the sleep we repair our damaged cells in the body during the day, which will give us a good quality cells the next day to do our digestive activity. So we call this time restricted feeding a kind of intermittent fasting, where it is very critical that you meet your daily requirements of protein and fiber content during this restricted eating window. People have always asked me what should be my best eating window, when should I start and when should I stop. In this video, I'm going to give you a detailed explanation about when you should stop eating so that you can make use of the natural resource called sleep, which is an extended fasted state for your body, for you. If you think about sleep itself will give you the fasted state because you are sleeping. Before understanding why sleep is combined with fasting, you should understand what happens during sleep. So as you all know, there are 4 stages of sleep: N1, N2, N3 and deep REM sleep. And there are multiple cycles of sleep throughout, and an average person should get 7 hours of quality sleep, and we talked about this in detail in our channel. But why is this important is because our brain has a waste disposal system called glymphatic system. In our body, it is called lymphatic system where it removes the toxins. In the brain, it's called glymphatic system with a G. And this is a neuronal network of cells which actually removes metabolic toxins within the brain, similar to what is happening in other parts of the body. Bad cells are all gobbled up and the good cells are undergoing repair. In the morning, we gobble up double cheeseburger, and in the night, our glymphatic system is working hard to gobble up all the damage that we did. But for the glymphatic system to work, it needs time, and that is where the 7 hours of quality sleep comes in. If you don't give that time by giving sleep, you better cut down on that double cheeseburger. And the second most important reason is sleep is where you enter a deep fasted state. What I mean by deep is as soon as you stop eating, fasting period does not start right there. It starts 5 to 6 hours after. This is a very critical piece of information for you to know so that you can choose your last bite accordingly. Let's say for an example, you eat a slice of bread at like 8 p.m. The digestive hormone starts acting right after 8 p.m. and can last up to 4 to 5 hours up to 1 a.m. So while your digestive system is still active, you are trying to sleep as well. So there could be a small confusion in between the metabolic parameters, which will make your sleep quality much less, which will in turn damage the glymphatic system's work, which will in turn mean that lots of metabolic toxins are being accumulated, which means your body has not cleared the toxins very well. So that is why we always recommend patients to eat 2 to 3 hours before going to bed, because they can enter the sleep in a fasted state already. So imagine the situation: you have dinner around 6 p.m. As I told you, the digestive system acts for 4 to 5 hours, so you will be all done somewhere around like 10 p.m. 11 p.m. and when you are going to bed around 10 p.m. you are already in a fasted state, which is an absolutely wonderful indication for your brain to work its job by cleaning all the metabolic toxins, which means that the repair process is happening so well. So you can combine the fasting approach with the sleep leverage of this 7 hours, which will in turn give you the best quality outcome. My patient Arogyasamy achieves deep fasting state by munching on fast foods. He eats fast foods very fast, no chance of fasting. So when I started my weight loss journey, my last bite was around like 8:30 p.m. and I will go to bed around like 10:30, 11, and I will feel like my heartburn, my bloating will still be there at that time. With a small change in the last bite to 7:30 p.m, I saw a significant amount of difference in my GI symptoms, and I recommend this to all my patients, which has been scientifically proven with evidence-based literature. So when you eat early around like 7:30, 8 p.m, you will initially feel hungry at the middle of the night, but that is not hunger, and that is just a thirst feeling, and we talked about this in detail in my previous videos. In my case, when I was on call in the hospital, I used to do nighttime snacking because I thought that I'm doing so much hard work in the hospital, coming in the middle of the night saving patients. I deserve this, but my body did not deserve that. My friend Sarana Kumar wakes up by inhaling the fresh steam of the filter coffee and goes to bed after finishing all the leftover food left in the refrigerator. So to enjoy the advantage advantage of the deep fasted state during sleep and also enjoy the maximum outcome of this fasting window, I am going to recommend 3 practical tips for you that you can do on a daily basis. So number 1, what happened to me was I came back home from the hospital around like 7 p.m. I used to eat around 8:30. The first thing I did was I had my dinner right after I came home around 7:30. So from 8:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. was a very rapid change for me, which I was not able to adjust, and I was waking up in the middle of the night with hunger, and even drinking water did not change that. So I understood my body a little bit more, so I decreased to half an hour and not to 1 hour. So from 8:30 p.m. I decreased to 8 p.m. So we need to gradually adjust the last bite slowly and steadily so that our body gets adapted to it. But the only adjustment that we are doing is adjusting the belt to free up the space while we are eating this chicken biryani. And number 2, when you wake up in the morning, you can achieve the maximum effectiveness of this deep fasted state by not eating anything in the first 1 hour. This is also very critical because any carbohydrate intake or any kind of calorie will stimulate the digestive activity completely. So all the hormones will wake up and ready for action on that particular day. As you might have known, the melatonin subsiding down and the digestive hormones being active in the morning, the overlap takes at least an hour, and that's why we say don't eat anything in the first 1 hour as soon as you wake up. So I was a big filter coffee fan. I used to add sugar, milk, and used to make the best filter coffee, and I will drink that the first thing as soon as I wake up. So it took me a while for me to replace that filter coffee addiction. It took a strong mindset in the first 2 weeks, so I went for black coffee, I went for herbal tea, I went for just lemon water, so that there is no calories that goes inside the body stimulating the digestive system. But I still miss that coffee flavor. Initially I was not able to tolerate black coffee without cream and sugar. Again, I know when I add cream and sugar, I'm disrupting the digestive system, so I am not taking the advantage of the 1 hour of fasting after I wake up. And at the same time, I was longing for coffee as well, and I found this product called Peak tea crystals, where I tried initially the black tea, which was okay, but on the top of it I really like this Nandaka product, which actually is a coffee alternative with an 82 milligram of caffeine. Again, it doesn't have any sugar, doesn't have any cream, doesn't have any calories, so your digestive system is okay. So this is what actually worked for me. You can try it out as well. The link is in the description. This will help us to extend the fasting in the 1 hour so that our digestive system get 1 more hour of rest before getting activated, so that the repair is complete. So how this works is it comes with a sachet, you tear it off, put it in a small beaker that comes along with it. There is a rechargeable frother and you froth it, and basically it looks like caffeine and coffee, and I did not miss the taste. Check it out. And the third important tip that I usually tell my patients, and also I have practiced myself, is that I do not snack in between. So when I do breakfast, lunch and dinner, I do take all kinds of snacks, but the snacks will be a part of breakfast, part of lunch and part of dinner. So I will try to do fasting in between the 2 meals as well. One of the key things to adopt is distraction. Trust me, our environment is filled with ultra processed foods. Wherever you turn, they will not let you fast in between breakfast and lunch. There will be multiple ample opportunities unless you have a strong mindset, or at least a plan to do some kind of distraction when you are seeing food. You will definitely be tempted to eat that. So to develop that mindset, few of the distraction technique is: number 1, having always a water bottle with you. Adding a flavor with a fruit, orange, lemon or something like that, will make you not fall into the temptation. Number 2, as soon as you see any kind of food, I've seen people actually going for a walk, trying to get away from the food, and then trying to reinforce the fact that okay, the next meal is right around the corner. I can have my snack, I can have my lunch in the next couple of hours by extending the fasting a little bit more. My friend Sarana Kumar engages in non-vegetarian food to keep him distracted from the vegetarian food. So in summary, you need to eat 3 hours before going to sleep. It is extremely important. Try to adapt that from today. If you can do that, you are entering the sleep with the fasted state, and during the sleep you can take the fasting to the next level by entering into the deep fasted state, so that all your repair mechanisms can happen properly. And number 2, when you wake up, don't fall into the temptation of having any kind of calories in the first 1 hour, so that the hybrid, the change between your melatonin and the digestive hormones is very active, so that you can enjoy the maximum outcome of your body through natural resources without any kind of medications. So to start with, you can adjust the last bite based on your environment, but if you can make sure that you sleep 2 to 3 hours after your last bite, that will also ensure that you are going into the sleep sleep in a fasted state. But if you are delaying your sleep, you also need to make sure that you are getting that 7 hours of good quality sleep as well. So you need to plan properly. So these are the tips that actually help me. Let me know in the comment section, when is your last bite? Are you sleeping 2 to 3 hours after your last bite? It is a very important, critical piece of information. If you can adopt that into your lifestyle, I guarantee you will definitely thank me later. Remember, one belly at a time. It is absolutely important.